What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome to another video. So this is going to be part one of the video. I ended up filming this yesterday and it was too long, so I'm going to split it into two parts. So the first part's going to be doing the hood for the gauges in the car, then the second one is going to be the battery tie down. Who knew it would take so long? It was like a half an hour video, so I'm going to split it up. So when you hear at the end of the video, let's go into the engine bay. That'll be the ending of the video, and then go to part two to see the battery tie down. So talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out. Have fun. Hey guys, what's going on? What's up? Welcome to another episode. So we're going to start off this episode with just showing you all the new parts I have. Unfortunately, I did sell my access port and my intake. They're both gone. The access port, just because I wasn't really getting that many beneficial gains out of it. I mean, look, there was beneficial gains to the car, but I had no use for it. I mean, I'm pretty much highway driving every single day, so to have one of those and not really be able to utilize the power kind of seemed useless to me. So I mean, I was using it for gauges more or less, and in the end, you know, when you have bills to pay and you're holding on to something that's $700 or so, and you're only really using it just for gauges, I mean, it wasn't really worth it, right? So let's get right into all the stuff that I bought. Oh, and like I said, yes, I did sell the intake. Somebody wanted it, so they picked it up, so it's gone. So when I get to actually Pro Tune the car, I'll get all the parts again. I mean, it's not hard. I found a lot of them used, and this one was just a really good deal, but in the end, I'm not really worried about spending an extra few dollars next time I buy one, or buy a different company one. So our first thing that we have is a pair-in master cylinder support adapter. So it supports the master cylinder, obviously, it's pretty simple. And then it puts a bolt on it so it doesn't move, so it makes it super easy. Sadly, you won't see me installing this yet for a little while, just because they didn't send me the proper plates and screws to actually mount it. So the second thing I have here is a Grimspeed license plate relocation kit. I'll be installing this soon, probably not in this video. I might do it, we'll see. But it took about a week and a half to get in at a local shop called Subi Depot. They're a Canadian site, so you can check them. I'll put the link in the description down below. Really good because everything's in Canadian, and for us local Canadian guys that are close to it, you can just pick it up so you don't have to pay for shipping. Next thing I got are two bolt-on DC Sport stainless steel exhaust tips to replace the old stock ones, which you can't really see right now, but they're too short. They don't come out the actual diffuser, and they're really pushed in, so I got something that's a little longer. Online it wouldn't actually tell me the length of them because I got them off eBay and it wasn't actually from DC, so I didn't actually know the length of them. Hopefully they're not too long. They're definitely going to be long enough, but once installed we'll have to see. If they're too long, they weren't crazy expensive, I'll get something else. Next thing in the box is my pair-in battery tie down. I also got this from Subi Depot. So it's going to go well with the master cylinder brace. That's why I bought the pair-in one, because at least I'll actually have some pair-in parts in my engine bay. And my last thing from Subi Depot is a Subaru Cobb license plate delete. So it's just a little black plate that says Cobb on it, and it'll just go on the original holes of the license plate. I picked that up, like I said, from Subi Depot. All the other stuff I have, I picked up from Subi Speed. Sadly, I didn't know, but Subi Depot actually is one of the representatives for Subi Speed. So I could have got everything from them in Canadian without having to spend the extra money for like UPS and all that kind of stuff. Live and learn. Next time, if I need stuff from Subi Speed, I'll get it from Subi Depot. But I'll put them in the link, their link in the description below as well. So this is probably what we're going to be installing today. I still have it wrapped up, so you won't be able to see it, but I'll take out the actual cover. We're going to replace the hard hood cover with a nice leather hood cover with nice silver stitching to match all the rest of the interior. One of the things I didn't understand from the Forester, that mostly all the interior for the dash is nice leather. It's nice soft leather, and it's got this nice silver grayish stitching on it. Now the actual hood for the kind of gauge and like display section of the top doesn't have that. It's just hard plastic. So when I saw this, I definitely felt like I need to jump on it to finish the interior and make it look like it's all belongs together. Another thing that I got from them that we won't be installing today is LED bumper reflectors. So it's down here on the actual bumpers. You probably can't see with the camera positioning right now, but I have just reflectors on both sides. They're just red and they don't do anything. So these are actually be LEDs, and they'll be tied in with the brake lights. I think you can also tie them into the turn signals. I don't know if I'll do that, because I believe they do have options. Yes, they do. Yeah, yellow sequential turn signals. So they do have options to do that as well. I don't know if I'll do brake lights or I'll do the turn signals. We'll see as we go. Another thing that we won't be doing today, but we will be doing soon, are the super bright trunk lights. So it pulls out this little cap that you can't really see, but it's just literally a plastic cap that does nothing, and you replace it with this LED strip, and it's an extra light for at night. There's one over here that kind of brightens up your trunk, but it really does not do that much. So this super bright LED, there is 18 LEDs in there, so that'll definitely give it a lot of brightness and light. So it shines here, you'll be able to see the ground, you'll be able to see everything in the trunk at night, so that'll be a good upgrade. It actually, you have to pull off all the plastic trim, so here, and then also here, and then so it's going to be a little bit of a job. It's not difficult, it's mostly clips, but something that's going to take a little bit of time. And I think last but not least, I got these overlays. So I have overlays for the chrome part of the tail lights, so one for each side, just to smoke them out. Also smoke overlays for the reflectors on both sides. And then also on the Subaru STI SJ Concept, there's a red kind of pinstriping that goes down here on the bumper. So it's one of those. So I'll get that done sometime. It's a pretty hot day out today, so I don't know if I want to really be working on the outside of my car that much, but I will probably be doing that soon. It's more or less making sure the car is washed before applying it, right? Because you want to make sure it adheres and sticks well to the actual compound or whatever you're installing it onto. So another good thing that I got is I finally got a tripod that'll actually mount up to the GoPro. I had to buy a little kind of selfie stick that I used to give a regular camera kind of screw-on base. So I got that part for like $7 at Walmart. It came in with a little case. I won't really use anything else in the case, but whatever, I got that part for, that's all I really needed. Got a cheap GoPro, cheap regular camera tripod from a local hardware store for like 25 bucks, and it seems to be working pretty well. It's pretty strong. Not the sturdiest thing, but I mean, like, it clips on well and everything like that, but it's pretty thin, so I don't know how well it's going to do with wind if there's a strong day. But even at that strong day, I don't think I'll be filming because you won't really hear anything, right? I also got a LCD backpack for my GoPro, so I can actually see what I'm filming, which is a great asset to have, since I'm pretty much filming all these things blind from the start, and then you take different kind of takes, and whatever works you use, whatever doesn't work you scrap it, right? So it's going to help me a lot. So let's get into the car. We'll take the middle console, center console apart so we can get that hood installed, and then we'll move into the engine bay to do the battery tie down. And if we have time, we might do the plate relocator today. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so this install is actually very simple. You first want to grab some sort of flat surface or tool that'll be pretty sturdy. So I'm using these interior removal tools. You can get them off eBay for like $8, so I'd highly recommend them. They're just very strong plastic. So what you want to do is, sometimes you can just kind of grab up of it with your nail, but you want to get something in there to kind of pop this up without breaking anything. So you want to be pretty gentle on it. See, so I've already pulled it up there, and then this whole section will just pop up. It's all clips. And if you just pull towards you, the whole thing comes out. I know some people's, their radio, I think, are actually part of the thing. I think it's only if it's, you've got like the GPS. But this actually just pops out, and you can just let it hang there. That is weird. I don't know what the heck that is. But anyways, I've got like some sort of white stuff here. I don't really know if that's something that's supposed to be there. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to leave that there for now. Might look into it. I don't know if it's something that just got sucked up in or if it's actually supposed to be like, kind of like some sort of insulation or something. I don't know. I've never seen that before in a car, but I guess it's just padding, probably for something that's behind there. Anyways, so the next part of this is to pull this part out. There is a trick to that where you take zip ties and just kind of put it through and loop it through, and then you just pull it straight out. So let me grab some zip ties and we'll do that now. Okay, so I got my zip ties. So from what I've heard and seen online, you want to make kind of like a hook at the bottom, kind of like an L, so you can put it through and then pull it through the bottom. I don't know if it's easier the other way. Let me try and see if I can get it to come back through. It might be easier to fish it through the top and pull it through. Maybe not. So pretty much, it's the fact of when you've put it down. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I got one of them through. So you just make a little loop so you got something to pull on. Now let's do the other one. I'm more or less just putting it in sideways and then spinning it so that it comes out. Okay, that one's through too. And suppose if you just pull, it'll come out. But there we go. So there's the piece. Now we've got two Phillips screws holding the actual part in, and then it's pretty much just prying out. So let me get a screwdriver for that and we'll keep on going. Okay, so I got my Phillips and we'll get these screws out. The nice part about this is that there's not actually like really any grooves for these screws to fall into. So you literally don't need like a magnetic screwdriver. You can use any screwdriver. So let's get these out. So there's one of them. Put them down here. Second one. There we go. Okay, so from now, should be able just to kind of, there. Oh, perfect. Okay, it's out and everything. Now I know that there's two connectors at the back. The clips are underneath. I know that. Let's see if I can feel them. There's one. Just the fact of pulling out. There it is. And then number two is a little harder to get to just because it's on the opposite side of me. Crazy hot day today here, but there we go. Try not to break the windshield. So the actual thing is out. So now it's just going to be taking these two screws out, swapping it over to the other one, and then doing the reverse to install it. So let me grab these two screws out. I'll get this swapped over to the new one, show you guys that, and then we'll do everything in reverse. Okay, so I got it out. The system's out of it. Like I said, it's just hard plastic, no good. Get rid of that, right? Throw that in the back seat, who cares? So now we're gonna go on, and let me open this if I can get through the plastic bag. This is just the actual bottom part to the hood vent or hood gauge pod, whatever you want to call it. Definitely not a vent, I don't know why I said that. But there it is. It's an OEM Subaru part, FJ. I don't know why, but that's what it is, right? So I guess all you really have to do, sorry, I'm just kind of mesmerized that Japan gets all the nice parts and we don't, you know? Anyways, so you actually just take these and they clip together. I think there's something like 6 clips, but supposedly it's very easy. So you just have to find which side everything clips on. I think it goes like this, but this probably kind of slides in first, I think. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Nicely in there. And then probably just push down, or it probably just clips in. Can't do that. Oh, there's one clip, okay. Okay, there's another one. I feel like it's all clipped in already. It was pretty easy actually. So there it is. The only thing is I still have the gap up front. I don't know if that's seated in there properly. It seems to be, because I mean it clipped in, but there is still a gap. Maybe that's just the way it's made. I don't know. It's a little strange. Oh, I don't know. There you go. Okay, never mind. I pulled it in a little bit more. That's just weird. You'd think it would have clipped in easier. Well, I mean, it clipped in easier, but you'd think it would. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but there's still a pretty decent gap here. I don't know if that's the way it's made, but that'll look a lot better up there for sure. Yeah, it changes the whole look. Like that a lot. Hopefully it won't fade. I know a lot of people say it doesn't, so keep that on the positive side. Okay, so let's get this installed. A lot of people recommend cleaning this before putting it in, and that's a smart idea, but I mean, we don't deal with smart ideas here, so we're just throwing it right back in, because who cares and who's got the time for cleaning? Just kidding, I will clean it eventually. Just right now it's so hot, I just want to get it installed, to be honest with you. Right now it is Friday afternoon. I finally have a day off after 17 days straight at work, so figured let's get some car stuff done. We're also in the process of renovating the basement and moving tons of stuff down there, so busy time, very busy time, but can't leave the Forester alone for a bit, because I mean, I want to have fun with it, right? Oh, my screw's still in here. Okay. Okay, so I've tried to play around with it a little bit to try and see if I can get this space to kind of go away, but it doesn't. I think it's just the way it's made, and you won't see it when it's actually in, so I'm not too worried about that. But anyways, so let's get this installed now. So now I have to put these two connectors back in. Obviously there's only one way they go, so that'll be easy. It's just the fact of finding them. The clip is at the bottom, so that's perfect. Just like this. There you go. It's kind of a good thing I didn't wipe this down before putting it in, because your hands are going to get all over it anyways. Okay, and now there's just two clips. Wow, look at that. I think that's one of my easiest installs of life. Okay. It does say that this is good for eyesight. I don't have eyesight. I know a lot of people talk about eyesight, but I have no clue what it is. So if you guys know what eyesight is, put that down in the description below. It could just be something that Canada doesn't have and the States has, and maybe Australia has it. I don't know. Everywhere has it, but the Canada doesn't get a lot of stuff a lot of times, so wouldn't be surprised. But this is going to be going back in pretty easy, and it's just a simple mod to kind of set everything off. I mean, the steering wheel has that stitching, the seats have that stitching, so it's nice to have the hood with that stitching as well. Okay, so the next piece to go back in is that plastic kind of just cover for up here. I still have the zip ties on it, so give me a second, I'll go get some cutters and I'll cut it off. So I've got it all cut off, I'll put it back in. The one thing that's really confusing me, and maybe somebody can clarify in the description below, is that a lot of these panels say FJ on it. Well, I could understand if it said SJ because this is an SJ Forester, but FJ says Toyota kind of SUV, right? So it's kind of throwing me off. That's why I was kind of staring at the hood for a while, because it said FJ on it, and it's like, that's a totally different car manufacturer. I know they're both Japan, but anyways, enough about my life. We'll keep on going here. So that should just, there you go, it's back in. Just slides right in like that. And this should just clip back in too. It's nice to have a JDM car, to be honest with you. Especially a Subaru, I guess. Because working on my Kia, every bolt is a different size. I had to have, like I said to you guys before, had to get my engine swapped twice. And the second time was my own mechanic who did it, and he said he's never working on a Kia again. Like I said, so many different bolt sizes, it's just nuts. He said all of the mounts were different sizes, all of these were different sizes, everything was different sizes. It's just as every 2 seconds you have to grab a different socket, and it's pretty freaking annoying, and I don't blame him. And especially a lot of times I worked on stuff, stuff would go wrong, or you know, I mean, I know that's the daily life of a car person, but it's a little annoying. And I've had this Subaru for a little while. I mean, I haven't really done many modifications, but everything I've done is so easy. It just basically clips and it just works. That's the main simple part of it. It works. It's efficient and it works. Okay guys, so here is the hood installed. It looks really good. I'll try and get a little close up on the stitching. There it is. So it looks a lot better than the plastic did. It just sets off the car. I mean, it's a small little thing that a lot of people won't notice, but clearly you'll notice if you know about it. So now that that's done, let's move into the engine bay where I'm going to change the battery tie down and possibly do the plate relocator. Like I said, sadly we can't do the brace today, which is what I wanted to do for the master cylinder, but the bolts are missing. So Perrin is shipping them out to me now. I got in contact with Subi Speed and they're sending it out to me, so a little annoying, but I mean, I gotta wait for it a little bit longer. It'll just make it that much sweeter when it gets installed. So let's move into the engine bay.